into the topic, let me introduce my team member. I am Sricharan and he is my friend Shivaram. And I would like to thank our mentor Mr. Kirakan sir, Assistant Professor CCD, for giving this chance to give people any one application of artificial intelligence. Yeah, today our topic is cocktail party problem. It is one of the application of AI. Let's get started. In this slide, we will see that roadmap of this presentation. We will be getting started with the introduction, followed by objectives. Then we will be seeing into summary report, and then we will be covering some of the applications of this presentation, and then we will be seeing some of the limitations, and then we will be looking into proper system and conclusion of this presentation.
Okay, here is introduction and motivation for this cocktail party problem. It was first proposed in 1953 by a man called Colin Cherry. When he was in a cocktail party, he observed that he himself focusing on discussion what he was having in, and he wanted to know how our brain works while this kind of situations where it was in cocktail party, and like as an example, take we are in one cocktail party and you yourself having some discussion with your group of friends, and there will be a loud noise from backside and other chatting. Still you are focusing on the discussion what you are having, and that is what the cocktail party problem is. And we humans, it's pretty good job for us to focus on what we are interested in. But the thing is it possible to develop a machine which can do the same. And that is the motivation for this problem. Okay. Objectives are, first we are going to know what is cocktail party problem formally. Just now we generally we got that, and then we are going to see what is cocktail party problem formally, and then we are going to see how does the brain solve it, how does our brain solving it. We are going to see that, and at last we are going to see is it possible to build a machine capable of solving it. We are going to see also we are going to see a code for this machine at last, how it is working on. Like that.
Yeah. In this slide, we are going to see what is cocktail party problem in a simpler manner. Let's suppose there are two people in a cocktail party. Actually, there can be any sources, let's say n sources. For our convenience, let's think that into two people. Let's suppose there are two people in a cocktail party, and they both are talking simultaneously. And let's suppose there are two microphones in corner of the in a room, which are at some distances, and that as they are at some distances, they both will record both of the speaker voices differently. And if speaker one is closer to microphone one, the microphone one will receive more louder voice of this speaker one when compared to the speaker two, and the same with this microphone two. And our motivation is that we will be giving the audio recorded by those two microphones, which gets the combination of these two speakers, and we will be giving input that two microphone audio recordings which are mixture of these two speakers, and we will be giving that into the what we say our algorithm. And our motivation is to separate the how these two speakers what we say produce. That is our motivation, to separate the voices, the mixed voices into separately. So that is our cocktail party problem.
Initially all stimuli or all sound waves are bombarded at our ears, and due to some restrictions, our ear won't process all the sound waves at a time. There will be some process going on before separating tested sound signals. And so question is how the filtering process works and when it occurs. We are going to answer these two questions here. And there are two types of models, like early selection model and intermediate selection model. So two theories which are given, which are used to understand how our brain, our ears works on this problem. And this is given by Broadband in 1958. It is like all incoming stimuli like conversation and music, all background noise, all will bombarded at our ears, and then it will be stored in sensory memory. Sensory memory is like short-term memory, which is very specific to all our sensors, and it will be stored there, and it will be sent to selective filter. Selective filter is works on our goals. Goals in the sense what we are interested in. The interested one only sent for further processing, except that all other sound signals will be not allowed to enter for further processing. The problem is with this model is, if you are having, for example, if you are having a discussion with your friends and suddenly from behind someone call you your name, then still you are able to recognize that sound and you are respond to that sound. And if it only process the interested sound waves, we are unable to respond to that thing, that sound. So there is another theory given by Resiman, student of this Broadband. He is given that it is same as like in this model, early selection model. First, all sound will be bombarded at our ears, and then it will be stored in sensory memory, and then here both the attended message and unattended message both will be processed for further processing. But thing is, it is like here selective filter works like a attenuator. It attenuates the attended message. Like it's like increasing strength or voice of what we are interested in, and it will lower the strength of unattended message. Here we can still, by this theory, we are able to, it satisfies that we are able to respond to our behind messages. The only, we can shortly see, the only things we attended to will be processed in any deep cognitive way for further processing, and here the both things we pay attention and to the things we don't pay attention will be processed deeply. But the thing is attenuator. Attenuator will attenuates the what we attend to, and it will not to the what we are not attending. This is how our brain solve this cocktail party problem.
Yeah, let's see how, as he said earlier, as I said before, how our brain will process and how we will overcome this cocktail party effect. Let's see how our computer, we can feed this information into a computer. Let's see how it will be separating these two individual sources. There are many methods to do this. This is one of the method called blind source separation method. It comes under machine learning method. In this method, it is employed using Gaussian matrix techniques to separate sources. In this method, raw sound data is projected onto a new axis using transform function in an effort to see patterns more clearly. That means we will be just giving the raw sound data into the what we'll say our machine algorithm, that will transform it into a transform function is applied on it, and it is transformed into a matrix, and then by transforming it into a matrix, it will see the patterns in that, and that's how this method works. And in this, blind refers to the fact that we are not processing earlier, like there is no pre-analysis of the data. We are just giving it blindly into the what we say our algorithm. We are not doing any pre-analysis of the data, so that's why we work blind in this blind source separation method. And in this method, we we have two techniques to do this. That they are ICA and PCA. ICA means independent component analysis. In this method, we will be using eigenvalue decomposition, and another one is principal component analysis. In this method, we are using singular value decomposition. These two methods involve a lot of math related stuff, so which is beyond the scope of this presentation. It is little bit of complex. Yeah. Let's see some of the applications of this. What will say solution after finding solution of this cocktail party problem. How it is? What are the applications? Solution for hearing aids. There is what we say as we age up, our ability to hear in a noisy environment. That is what our cocktail party problem is. It will be get reduced. Like we are not able to focus on our conversation in a noisy environment. Like we are in a cocktail party and lots of noise going in around us, and we are having conversation. As we age up, our ability to focus on our conversation gets reduced. So hearing it, like there is a company named AISO. It had developed a device using as mentioned earlier blind source suppression method algorithm. That company used that blind source suppression algorithm and developed a device that works in a real time. Like will process the like total noise and conversation, and it will just filter the conversation like in a real time with a low latency. Like it will be our lip movement also sync. Like if it process lately and noise will be removed after the conversation, means like lip movement will be not sync, right? So that's how it is. And it is also used in biomedical devices, as said earlier, like hearing aids, and it is also used in music and film industry post production effect. Like let's say a film like outdoor shoots. Suppose a hero is telling one dialogue, and a lot of sounds like wind sound and traffic sounds are coming. All are coming also. All of them are also involved in it. If it is projected directly into the film like that only, it is not that much. Like we are unable to receive the what will say hero dialogue properly. So we'll be applying these cocktail party problem solutions and removing the total noises, and we'll be amplifying the hero dialogue only like that. It is also used in film industry. And the fourth application is it is also used in telecommunication. Like let's suppose we are having a telephone conversation in a crowded area. Like let's suppose we are in a shopping mall. There is lot of noise also behind us. So in that case also we have to separate the total noises, and we have to focus on that receiver only. Receiver and sender have to get good conversation. So there also we will be having this cocktail party effect. So we are applying this blind source suppression and lot of methods to remove that cocktail party effect. So it is also one of the applications.
Here are the limitations. Thing is, we are using here we are explained here we saw blind source separation method, and there are also some other methods like deep learning and neural network methods. Those methods are far better than these methods. Like there will be artificially mixed audios. Like we separately record both the audios and we mix it, and then we try to separate it. By using this fast ICA method or blind source separation method, we are able to separate them. But coming to naturally mixed audios will be bit difficult, and it is not that much up to the mark. So there are some of limitations, like it requires the same number of mics and sources as we discussed here about the two speakers and two microphones. Our algorithm is designed like that too. It is only works when microphones and speakers to be same, I mean equal number. if we included one more speaker and we have to include another microphone also. And second thing is computationally intensive as a system scales in complexity. By increasing number of steps, we can increase the accuracy, but the time for computing this algorithm will takes more time. So that is one of the problems, and impractical for environments that are carefully controlled. Yes. We are working if we are working in environments like limited number of signals in the sense sounds, and it will work fine. But coming to different environments, it will be not that much accurate. So we have to still work on that. That is one of the limitations. And it is also it is not very accurate. It is like 3.5% error. The number seems it is very low, 3.5. But thing is, it's still we have to reduce that number to like 0.1 or 0.05 like that. Yeah. Conclusion. Here, deep learning is one of the best algorithms to solve this. It is average error of 3.4%. Yeah, 3.4% is still big error. For example, you are listening to your favorite song, and if it is in middle, is there any choppiness or some disturbance like noisy, it is not that great. You feel. So we have to still work on that, and we are not studying yet a dynamic environment where the cues are changing with time. When you are having discussion with your friend, and suddenly if you want to mimic some other guys, and you are change your voice yourself, and here the machine still have to recognize that sound too, and that is what a dynamic environment. We are not studied yet. We have to research on it more.
Yeah, citation. References. Most of the content is collected from this YouTube channel named John Content. You can also go to it. And from Introduction to ML by Andrew Ng. There is a course in Coursera. You have to go it. And after this presentation, we are going to see the implementation of this, like how we can separate it. That is taken from this GitHub link, and some of the information is also gathered from this link as well. As we said, we are going to give the two mixed voices, like this is the first voice and this is the second one. Let's listen. As you can listen that it is mixed up some what we say train sound and some bell ringing audios we are giving. One is mixed X and another one name is mixed Y. We are reading the sounds audios, and after separating we are writing it into file name. Implement this, we are getting the separated audios.
So we are already done with running of algorithm. Now we are seeing separated audios.
phone sound is separated, but little bit of noise is there. We can further reduce the noise with using noise reduction techniques.
Here is the second sound of that sound.
So thank you, Shivram and Sri Sharan. It was very good presentation. And the topic was also very novel. And hope they both come up with their application in the form of implementation, because this is one of the vital problem which we see in old generation people, and even this will actually help out as slightly pointed out regarding the applications. They were also addressing with respect to biomedical and also telecommunication system. So hope you both come up with some implementation using some technology, and very soon we'll see a real-time application launching on this presentation. So once again, thank you for both of you for coming.